Well folks, thanks for joining us. This clip is following right on after that one we did on the self-sticking chuck, and I need to get this chuck off. I tell you, oh look, in the process of doing that, it's broken a little bit off the corner here. That's because I made it a little bit too fine, actually, that one. That just shows you, though, doesn't it, how well it sticks. Ha! That's okay, it's still usable. At the end of the day, you just recycle it and throw another, don't you? Hey, what am I doing? Well, I've got this bowl I made the other day, and I've just been keeping it back so we could have a go at trimming it together. So that's what we're going to do. So what have we got? Let's see, let's dampen my bat here. Let's take the pot, turn him upside down. Okay, so we're going to damp the rim. You know, when you've got pots like this that are drying, you'll find always that the rims are going to be drying here before the base. So you need to maybe slow down the drying of the rims and speed up the drying of the base. And having a spray bottle to do that is a good idea. Alright, so we're just going to be carefully locate him onto the wheel head here, and I'm going to tap center him. You find that, you know, when you're going to tap center something, often you find perhaps the foot is not, you get it centered here and it's a little bit going out on the foot. You center the foot and then it's going out a little bit down here, you know, it's like it's not staying straight. So in situations like that, you've got to take a bit of an average of the centeredness of the piece, and it may be that you'll take somewhere in between here, perhaps a third down from the top, and you'll aim to center that. Okay, that's good, that's centered. I'm not going to worry about the fact that it's maybe a little bit out on the rim or a little bit out here. So I've taken a kind of average of the centeredness of the pot as it's revolving, and I'm going to use that there. Are we going to come in a little bit? Let's come a little bit closer. Alright, well there we are. So let's see what we got for trim tools. La, 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 la. I've got a trim tool here. This is a homemade job. This is not made by me. This was made by Richard Brooks out in Australia, and it's just a piece of bent over galvanized steel. The difference with this tool as opposed to, say, one of these is that this tool has the angle ground on the inside face, whereas this tool has the angle ground on the outside. Alright? Now in my experience, and I've said this before, an inside angle cuts better softer clay. Alright, that's just my experience. I don't know if there's any truth in it, but so yes, and I have another trim tool. This one, which you know, is the piece of strapping from the, you know, the case. These actually make good trim tools. So these are particularly good for bigger pots where you've got a larger surface area that you want to trim. There's not really any no angle really ground on this edge. It's just the flatness of the steel. It's like that just gives you a good, enables it to cut, you know. So hey Sheena, what's going on? No, you can't go out through that door. Nope. So I'm just giving the base of the pot here a little feel to get a sense of the thickness of the clay that we've got there. It's important to do that. Okay, so now that I'm taking the pot off the wheel, putting it back on, I'm going to now center it back up where I've already made a cut here. I'm going to make sure that is on center. Okay. Hey Shino. Come on then. You want to come up here? Here. Hello. Come on then. Here. Shino. Come on. Here. Come up here. Sheena always wants to get in on the action. Dee, 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 dee. So you can see the form and how it is developing. We have a change of angle here, don't we? I'm just giving a little feel here. Yep. So I'm emptying the foot ring here, and the foot ring should always be highest point, should be the middle, and the cut as it goes down towards the foot ring itself should go deeper. So that is actually following the shape of the inside of the bowl, if you think about it. It's kind of echoing the shape on the outside of what is on the inside. So I've got some throwing rings here in the side, you see, of the pot. And that's always a question you ask yourself, well, I've got some throwing rings there, and shall I remove them or should I leave them? And I think in this case I'm going to just leave them, because they can be just a natural part of the scent, you know, the making of the pot. And for example, if you've got something like a Temuku glaze, that could be kind of nice, because you find that the glaze would be breaking naturally over the throwing rings, you know, with alternating black and brown markings. So that actually can be. It just depends on how you envisage the pot, you see. Because maybe about now, when I'm sort of trimming it, I'm thinking a little bit about how I'm going to be actually finishing this pot come the end, you know. I might be getting a few thoughts of that. I don't really think about that when I'm throwing it, but at least most of the time I don't. I worry, I'm just concentrating on getting the pot thrown right, you know, getting the shape right. But maybe by now I'm beginning to have thoughts about okay, so it's important to think about the relationship between the total diameter of the pot and the diameter of your foot. I find that a very important to get that right. This relationship. It's something to do with the balance of the pot, how the pot, the harmony of the pot. Okay, I'm going to just very lightly skim the rim here. Just removing a very small amount of clay. You know what? The rims of your pots are really important because they catch the eye. You find very often, you know, take a pot, take a tea bowl like this, your eye is immediately drawn to the rim of the pot here, the rim. So it's really important to get the rim right. And that means not making it too heavy, not making it too fine, not making it too curved in or curved out, or not making it too rough, but just getting it right, you know. That's a really important part of your pot to get right, is the rim. Now I don't like using, after I've trimmed, I don't like using a sponge on the rim because that brings all the grog to the surface. And you don't want that. So you're better off just using your fingertips and just gently, lightly smoothing with a little water the edge of the rim. And that will seal the edge of the rim, pushing down any bits of grog back down in and maintaining the actual rim, the edge of the rim, strong. You know, if you've got an edge of or rim of a pot that is got bits of grog poking out, that rim is going to be much more susceptible to getting chipped than if it's a compacted rim and that is absolutely dead smooth. So I recommend that you smooth the edges of your rims like I'm showing you, and that goes for throwing your pots as well. I quite often see people, after they finish throwing, they take a sponge to the rim of their pot. You really shouldn't do that. You should use a piece of leather, a chamois leather like that, because the chamois leather does what I'm doing now. It does it, but earlier on, you know, when the pot is just been freshly made, it gets the rim smooth. Okay, well that's it. Enough talk, Leach. Okay, folks. Well, there it is. There's the bowl. Let's put it on a. On a banding wheel. Let's drop down the camera a touch. important to see things, isn't it, from the right angle. I think so anyway. To be able to appreciate the form. Okay folks, there it is. Simon Leach saying, keep practicing. Please visit my website, check out my upcoming workshops, check out my auction on the opening page. There's a pot for auction. Please go there, have a look, maybe put a bid on it if you like it. Hey, keep practicing, see you around. Bye bye.